Hey guys, welcome to another video. It's been a minute. So, I have been gone a little while again. I filmed a pregnancy test for the previous cycle and then I just kind of vanished off the face of the earth again. So, here we are. Where do I begin? So, number one, thank you all so much for your comments and your messages asking me where I am and if I'm okay and if I need anything, and just all of the nice messages and comments. I truly appreciate them. I have been in a bit of a discussion phase with hubby in regards to TTC. So it's been an interesting couple days. Number one, we are in a new cycle. I do not know what cycle number we are on. That's kind of one of the things we discussed. We were kind of like, we need to let go a little bit, maybe me more so than him. And yeah, so this is one of the things. I'm not sure which cycle I'm on, and that is fine. I do know that it is 1 DPO today. I do know that my cycles seem to have kind of reached a regulated state. I will show you my mirror for this cycle, and then we'll kind of talk about how I plan on moving forward with the next couple cycles. And after that, So, number one, let me show you guys my mirror results and this cycle and why I say that my cycles are regulated for whatever reason. At a bit of an early point, I'm not sure why. So again, I'm talking without, let me just put that up here. So I got my full blazing 53.6 LH on cycle day 10. Mira says that that's my ovulation day. I usually consider the next day ovulation day because that's also when my symptoms kind of picked up in the morning. So pretty early on cycle day 11, I could feel my ovulation symptoms kicking in, which again leads to a cycle day 11 ovulation, which, and that's kind of the reason why I started. If you can look at the chart, you can see that I started testing on cycle day 8, cycle day 9, and then finally cycle day 10 was like, boom, it just went up. I don't think I've had such a high LH level as long as I've been tracking with Mira, at least, at all. I have no idea. It's the highest level possible. My estrogen is kind of, well, not low, it's at 300. It was at 300 on that day, but yeah, I'm kind of used to it being higher, I guess. So it's kind of, it's still within normal range. Everything is fine, but. So progesterone also went up the day after ovulation. So that was yesterday. Everything is kind of doing what it should be doing, basically. That is the crux of it. I'm trying not to look at a progesterone rose and this. I'm trying not to analyze the details. Everything is looking good. Everything is looking like my cycles are regulating at a constant cycle day 11 ovulation. Now that could be considered a bit early for some. It's still within normal range, but definitely in the earlier part of that normal range. So my cycles used to be a standard cycle day 15 ovulation, and maybe a cycle day 12 ovulation thrown in every 3 cycles or so. This has been like this for the past, I believe, 3 cycles now, where I have been ovulating on cycle day 11. So, it's a good thing that cycles are regulating. Maybe it's because I'm kind of taking a step back and I'm just not as caught up on tracking and kind of following every single detail. I don't know. It depends on a lot of things, I guess. But so far, we're looking at what looks like a regular cycle with ovulation on cycle day 11, and today is cycle day, I feel like I've lost a day. No, today's cycle day 13, so today is 2 DBO. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I'm trying not to pay attention to the numbers and kind of just have fun with it. We've definitely had fun with it. We had, quite an interesting conversation with hubby, just kind of trying to see where we're both at this point. And the main conclusion we've come to is we're kind of still going, but not. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna be very honest and say I feel like we're reaching the point where it's gonna naturally taper off. Hubby did suggest, for example, and this is why I say I feel like it's gonna just naturally taper off, because I feel like we're getting to a point where I'm getting tired and I can't do anything more, and that lack of being able to do something more right now is very tiring. It's emotionally tiring because I can't move forward and what I'm doing isn't bringing me any progress. So hubby's suggestion was, after this cycle, because I'm tracking normally, I'm doing my thing because it's what I want to do, we've said that. After this cycle, he was thinking that maybe it would be a good idea if we took a summer off. And what we mean by that, kind of taking a few of the nastier comments that have been left on the video and taking them a bit more as advice. And what do I mean by that? There have been comments that have said things like, you know, oh, it's obviously not going to happen. Oh, you know, it's obviously not happening naturally. You should move on. And I'm not focusing on the comments right now. Leave them to the side. So hubby was like, why don't we take that and make it into a positive thing? Meaning, let's say that July and August, or August and September, depending on how I'm easing myself into this. Take 2 months off, 2 cycles off, where we tell ourselves that this is not happening. This is not a thing. We've tried everything, it's done, it's a done deal. There's no preventing, there's no point in preventing because it's not happening. There's no trying, but there's also no preventing, it's just nothing. It's not a thing. And I focus on my book and on summer and swimming, and I will admit, I have finished my first draft and I'm now working on my second draft, which is a lot of work because I'm kind of doing a lot of things, outlining and just working on it a bit more. And it's definitely taken up a lot of my mental capacity, ADHD and all. I find that I'm really focusing on the book a lot more, and that is helping me kind of look at my life a little bit differently and look at how we're kind of moving forward differently. And I'm just focusing on other things. And that I feel, again, I think going back to like the regulating cycles, I feel like everything is kind of coming together in a way. And that hubby's suggestion of maybe taking 2 cycles off, like 2 whole months of just, like sometimes cycles kind of overlap in months, and 2 months off, like July and August, we do nothing in regards to TTC, for example, or August, September, whatever, 2 months of just nothing, no TTC, nothing else. He was like, do other videos on your channel, do like, book videos and writing videos and homeschooling and just random whatevers, just all sorts of other things instead of that. I am almost on board with the idea, almost. I'm almost there because, as I said, I feel like I have nothing new to add. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, all those comments, they did get to me. I will admit, they got to me. I think the reason the comments that happened on the previous cycle, like not the one before this one, the previous one, I think they did get to me, but the reason they got to me was because part of me was already so tired of how I was progressing and how I was moving forward and what I was doing, that, of the lack of progress actually, more like it, that they hit home, not in the way they intended to, but in a way that for me, it was kind of like, it just made me think a lot more, like little ideas popping in my head just kind of became bigger and stronger and louder, as in, what am I doing? How are we moving forward? We're not moving forward. What do I do if this doesn't happen? What do I do? Like, when do you stop? When can you make that decision? That's like a huge decision to say, I'm done. Like, we're stopping. That's it. And it's just, it just kind of brought in like different conversations and different, I think it brought a lot of things to the surface. In a way, I think that's a good thing. And I think it's like the reason I'm even able to film this video, because I will admit after those comments, I was kind of like, getting in front of a camera was kind of weird. I will say giving it a positive spin at this point, in that it's opened up certain things for me, certain way of thinking. It's created, conversations with hubby that, in regards to how we're moving forward and what we're doing and new ideas. Giving it a positive spin has now allowed me to just kind of move forward. And again, I do believe that my book is playing a big part in it, because I'm really focusing on writing, and I want to share more of that with you guys as well, if you guys are interested. And just generally, I want to do more, and I feel like, because that's what I'm doing. So I will admit, one of my main difficulties with videos right now, I would love to do so many different videos. I can do a lot of them because I am with my kids 24/7, like 24/7. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being like, oh, the usual mom who's like, oh yeah, I'm with my kids 24. I am with them 24/7, okay? I can barely have a shower or pee without them coming in to see me. So, with that being said, it is pretty noisy around here. It's not the easiest thing getting them to be quiet. The best place for me to film is my bathroom, because I can actually shut the door and they still interrupt me, multiple times, but it's easier setup wise and just, yeah, it feels easier in my mind anyway, rather than sitting at my desk, for example, and showing you guys my book and talking about it and, you know, that kind of thing. It's a lot harder if they're kind of sitting in the background or, you know, jumping around playing and running around the house and whatnot. I think the best option I have right now, probably gonna film myself, maybe do some days in the life, that kind of thing, and do voiceovers talking about the different things I'm doing, like the book and the writing and the reading, oh my gosh, reading. Everyone is shocked when I say that I've read 57 books so far this year. I have read 57 books. I just finished the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber, I believe her name is. I can't even. The author who wrote Once Upon a Broken Heart, basically. I feel like that's a bit more well known. I actually read them in the wrong order, as in I read Once Upon a Broken Heart first, which is a spin-off of the Caraval series, and then I read Caraval. I still enjoyed it because I had, like, it was kind of like I was finding out why certain characters were in the place they were in the spin-off. Like, that's fun to me. Some people think it's a spoiler, some people don't really. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And I just finished those 3 books, and I'm already 50 pages into my next book because I have a problem where I cannot not be reading a book. Is that a thing? Also, it is very hot. It is sweltering hot. If I look shiny and sweaty and I'm a hot mess because it is hot. Just mentioning that fact. But yeah, anyway, I'm going into a rant now. I'm kind of going off course here and going into things. I want to do different videos talking about books and writing and homeschool books and all that fun stuff. And there's all sorts of other different things. I do have a separate YouTube channel that I had created ages ago. I'm talking years ago. That I could turn into a bookish channel, like all about books and writing and stuff. And maybe, like, if any of you guys are interested, you could kind of follow me there and we could do that better. I don't know. Anyone with suggestions or advice on that, I would be more than happy to listen to it. What do you guys think? Should I do a separate channel for books and writing and whatnot? Or should I just kind of stick to my channel and just do a little bit of everything? And yeah. I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, you have to pick a niche on YouTube and you have to kind of stick to it. I think my channel is kind of all over the place anyway. I don't know. So it doesn't really matter. Anyway, that is where we are right now. We are going to be doing pregnancy tests normally, I think, depending on how I feel and how we go. I'm taking it day by day. I'm not, you know, not setting a schedule. I'm not saying I have to because videos and whatnot. It is what it is. If I feel like testing, I will. If I feel like filming, I will. It's that kind of thing. And other videos. I really want to do other videos. I just need to figure out how to do them without having my kids chatting away in the background. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. This video is going on way too long. I will let you guys go, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.